This is called the B stitch. It is a 4-row repeat worked on a multiple of 2 stitches plus 1. The first row is the wrong side of your fabric, and it's just a knit row, so I'm going to go ahead and knit these stitches really quickly and then get to the second row. On the second row, you're going to be knitting into the stitch below. So if you have never done that before, you will be learning that with this stitch. And it's not hard to do. All you're doing is knitting into the stitch below, just like it sounds. Okay, so that's my first row, which is just a plain knit row. Row 2, you're going to knit the first stitch, and then you need to knit into the stitch below, the next stitch on your left needle. So here's the next stitch on your left needle, right here. And if you pull your fabric a little bit, you'll see the stitch below it, right here. And this is where you're going to knit into. So with your right needle, go into that stitch and knit, just like you normally would, and then drop both of those off the left needle. Knit one, and then knit into the stitch below. Drop them both off the left needle. So the second row, you're alternating knit one and knit into the stitch below. Here's our stitch below the next stitch. Very easy to do. There's my next stitch and the stitch below it. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this row. And you're going to end with a knit stitch. And then row 3 of the pattern is just a plain old knit stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. And then move on to the last row of the pattern, which is basically the same as your second row. There are just a couple of more plain knit stitches. So knitting my third row here. So for the last row of the pattern, you're going to start by knitting 2 stitches. And then you're going to knit into the stitch below. And there it is right there. And then you're going to alternate knit one, knit into the stitch below until you get to the end. There's my stitch below. Knit one, knit into the stitch below. So like I said, you're going to knit one and then knit into the row below until you get to your last 2 stitches, and you're just going to knit those. And then you're going to repeat your pattern. That is the B stitch.